Hey everyone, it's the bad back guy again in another video. This video I'm doing is about sitting or seating. I have a really hard time sitting, or that's the most uncomfortable position for me. I'd rather stand, lay down, even lean against the wall, whatever. I think one thing that's important, if you have a bad back, and I know there's all kinds of variety of back problems, neck problems, but definitely specific with a bad back, and especially if it's a chronic one. One thing that I've found that really makes a big difference is the kind of seat you have, the kind of chair you have. And after my first surgery about 20 years ago, I noticed that if I was sitting in a regular chair, like your average chair you might find at an office or at a restaurant or whatever, that I'd get a lot of pain when I sit in the regular position. Basically, I can show you with this chair right here. This is a standard, sorry, I'm working in kind of a tight space, but I think you get the point. So when I sit in like a regular chair, even if I sit, my feet flat on the ground and good posture and everything, immediately I'll start having a lot of pain in my back, obviously, and then also in my legs and my feet, thighs, calf, basically all around. And the longer I sit, the worse the pain gets. And it's hard to just sit and be in pain no matter what you're doing. If you're having dinner, or if you're just watching TV, or if you're checking your email, or whatever. So I had to find a way that I could actually be comfortable. And to be honest, I hate these chairs, or I just hate sitting, period. Or if I ever think of something I have to do, which is almost everything, consider what you have to do that involves sitting, especially for long periods of time, like an hour or two, especially without breaks. That's when my back really gets in bad shape, and that's when I just basically have the worst pain. And then always that night or that week will be a rough week, just because it's going to cause all that compression and then basically cause all the pain. So I'm sitting in this is just like a regular chair. I can do this depending on how bad my back is and how I'm feeling that day. Could be just a couple minutes, it could be not at all, it could be 20 minutes, but I know for sure when I get up I'm going to be in pain. What I did, like I said, about 20 years ago, after my first discectomy, my first back surgery, was I had to find something that was just more comfortable. Went around different places and tried out different chairs, and it may seem pretty obvious, but it wasn't to me. But one of the most comfortable things to sit in is what I'm gonna move into now, is a recliner or a rocker. This right here is a rocker recliner, basically, so it's just like a rocking chair. It'll move back and forth. You want to call it a Barca lounger or whatever, rocker. This one in particular is a lazy boy, and I've had about probably 6 or 7 of these just over the years. I think these have really made a big difference. As you can tell, I can kind of lean back and get in a pretty comfortable position. My back is all the way to the back of the seat, and it actually has like some built-in lumbar cushion, and I can also touch the floor and kind of rock. And it's been said that keeping your muscles like in motion and keeping them moving can actually help reduce some of the pain and the stiffness. If you can think about when you sit for a long period of time, and whether it's like you have a bum knee or a bad ankle, or even if your wrist and you don't move it for a while, and all of a sudden you get up, you know, especially like in the morning, you'll start feeling the stiffness. So when you're in a chair like this one rocks. They have ones that swivel or basically go back and forth, but it allows you to keep your muscles in your legs, obviously your feet, your thighs, hamstring, calf, and somewhat like your lower back, depending on how much you do it, moving. I know this was I plan on doing a video at some point about famous people with bad backs, but one of the famous people I know that had a really bad back was the former US President JFK, and he sat in, if you see, you can find pictures of him in actually a rocker, and him like rocking back and forth, and that was because of, it was helpful to his back, and a doctor actually recommended that to him, and he started doing that and stuck with it. So if it worked for him, definitely works for me. And also one of the big benefits is, I mean, just you deserve to be comfortable, or you should be comfortable, especially if you're at home and you're watching a movie, or you're watching TV, or if you're just hanging out, and whatever it is. For me, sitting on a couch, like regardless of how how good the couch is or how firm it is, some are better than others, but eventually I'll start having the same pain, basically, and unless I can lie down, then it's kind of hard to get comfortable. So with this kind of chair, I can actually I can be seated, and I could do work in this position. You know, you could put your laptop on your lap, check email, whatever, get online, watch TV, whatever, or just relax. And also this one has a, it has a full recline, so I'm gonna pull it out, and like this is like, if you really want to get comfortable, and I don't know, you have some popcorn, you're putting in a movie or whatever, or if you want to take a nap, or you're just trying to relax after a long day. As many of you know that have a bad back, you know, at least for some people, not all, but many people, the most comfortable position is lying down or being sort of in a prone position, and you just can't always do that, obviously. And if you're in your living room and you want to spend time with family, friends, whatever, or if you just want to be seated and be comfortable, this is one way to do it. I honestly think this is probably saved me from other surgeries. I think it's made just life in general much more tolerable. I have one in my bedroom and one in my living room, and you don't have to get a recliner specifically, but I show this because this is what has worked for me. But just get yourself a comfortable chair, or if it's one of those ones that has an ottoman to it, or I think it's called the chase or whatever they're called. But I mean, you want to be comfortable and not in constant pain, and reduce the amount of pain that you're in, but then also reduce the amount of damage and the bad effects on your back. So if you can kind of, you know, this is kind of close to a lying down, or much closer to a lying down position. So this is going to feel much better on your back. And I can actually go pretty far back. I can stretch out. It's almost, I kind of feel like I'm in one of those airplane seats that are like, you know, the lay flat seats. But you could get pretty comfortable. You could take a nap. I mean, I definitely wouldn't sleep. You know, it's not the best position to sleep in, but it's something that could make your life much better, much more tolerable, and they're easy to get in and out of, like rocks forward. So I can just quickly just boom, stand up, sit down, and like I said, the one that I use, this is a Lazy Boy. I've gotten like maybe 6 or 7 over the years, and you have to make sure that you get whatever chair it is, regardless of the brand or whatever recliner is. You want to get something that's the right size, the right fit. I'm a tall guy. I'm 600, or I'll say 600 pounds. Well, definitely not there, but half of that, 300 pounds, and 6'3". So this is, I believe it's their biggest chair they have, and it's definitely a huge space hog. But if you get something like this, or get any piece of furniture, make sure it's not just some salesman trying to, sell you like whatever chair or whatever they have on clearance, because I've had that issue before where I've actually gotten a chair that was too small, and it's not comfortable. Eventually, like, it'll start hurting your legs, it'll start hurting your neck. Like, you want to get good like neck support. Like, you can see I can put my head right here on the back, and there's enough headrest. My back is in a comfortable position. There's enough width here, so I'm not kind of like squeezed in, and I can touch the floor and move back and forth and kind of get some motion going. So you definitely want to make sure that it's the right size and the right fit, and you want to find someone that knows what they're doing, and can explain to you why a certain seat or chair or whatever is better for you. I think you have to remember that basically the only way to know yourself is for you to go and sit in these chairs, and that seems kind of obvious, but I've actually made the mistake of ordering chair online just because I didn't feel like going through the whole thing, and that didn't work out too well. The chair ended up being a little too small, and honestly, the last time, I've had to go over the years, and I don't care. Like, I'll sit in the chair for 20 minutes, half an hour. I'll kind of take my time and just, narrow it down to the 2 or 3 that I want. I'll pull up the whole thing and just sit there and listen to music or whatever. I mean, it's a showroom. Who cares? They'll go help somebody else. And for you to really know how the chair is going to feel and how it fits, sitting in it for 30 seconds or 60 seconds is not going to really tell you much. So, I mean, whatever, take a Saturday or a weekend or when you have some time and go sit in those different chairs and try to find something, that's comfortable and that works for you. And I hope that helps, because it's definitely helped me a lot. And good luck to all you out there dealing with bad back. Keep going. And I'll hopefully have another video for you soon. And thank you so much for watching. And if you can subscribe, please do so. It's a relatively new channel, so I'm trying to see if there's interest in this, and the information and experience I'm sharing with everyone. And as always, I want to hear from everyone what works for you. I'm always interested in finding out more information, more stuff to try. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.